The Emoji Movie isn't the worst children's movie ever made. There, I said it. What you gonna do? Go cry to mom?
Oh, honey, I'm sorry.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jordan, and I love watching movies and then I review them. Now, before you judge me and dismiss my authority on film because I did not think the Emoji Movie was that bad, let me explain myself. And with that said, go grab your popcorn and candy and let's dive on in. When the Emoji Movie was announced, I remember everyone was dissing on it. Even my friend's mom was like, what? There's the poop emoji? And Patrick Stewart is playing it? He could do better. Like all the live action remakes today, no one asked for this movie.
No, God!
And at the time, I was in college, so I wasn't going to take myself to the theaters. You know, college guy going to see the Emoji Movie? Absolutely not. All I knew was it bombed with the critics. Actually, let me go check. Yeah, it's got a 6% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Not good. But something else happened with this movie. If you went to go see it, people judged you. And if you did see it, you had to explain how bad it was. Like, you had to diss it so much. Like, aren't I right? Confirm that in the comment section. Well, when this puppy hit Netflix, I was a little curious, George, and I went to go watch it. I just wanted to see how bad it was. So I watched it, and I didn't hate it. I kept this a secret from all my friends for so many years, except for one, which I'll explain a little bit. But it's time to confess.
Father, I've been doing something bad.
I thought it was entertaining. There. I said it. Give me my scarlet letter. After watching it, I just couldn't understand the backlash. Like, it wasn't the worst thing that was ever created. And at the time, I was talking with a friend, and I'm not really sure how it popped up, but we started talking about the Emoji Movie, and we both were like, oh yeah, I've seen it. And then we confessed to each other saying, you know what? Wasn't the worst thing. We both were kind of entertained by it. Fast forward to now, and I gave it a second watch. But this time, I've got film school under my belt. Like, not to be stereotypical, but some of my favorite films right now are Japanese and Korean films. So, to the average film watcher, I'm like that film guy. You know who I'm talking about. With that said, I still had the same thoughts. I was entertained most of the time, except every single time when James Corden was on screen. Oh my goodness, he annoyed me so much. I am just so thankful that we are out of the James Corden era. Like, Hollywood, you don't need to do this again. Please keep him out. What's funny was after I watched the movie, I logged in on my Letterboxd. I was like, yeah, didn't like James Corden. And I saw my friend liked my review and he was like, praise. And I was like, oh shoot, I need to explain why I watched it. So I'm like texting him like, you know, I just had to do this for my YouTube channel. And he was like, I'm more sorry that you watched it a second time. I still haven't confessed to him that I actually didn't mind it. So, Jack, if you're watching this, I'm sorry I lied to you. Ooh, please forgive me. Now with all that buildup, you're probably wondering, okay, so what makes this so entertaining? Glad you asked. The story's simple, and the jokes aren't that bad. If you strip down the story to its bones, it's really just a be-yourself story. It's about a character who doesn't fit in, and then through a journey, they realize that they just need to be themselves. I mean, we've seen it with Ratatouille, Inside Out, Wreck-It Ralph, Mulan, the Bee Movie.
I gotta start thinking, B.
Like, I could go on. So yeah, the Emoji Movie used a plot structure that's well known. Now here's where the critique comes in. It didn't do anything special with it. Didn't do anything new. All they did was slap a recognizable IP on the story and said, yep, good to go. And audiences can smell that inauthenticity from a mile away. And look, I saw it too. And just because I said it's entertaining does not mean that I thought this movie was revolutionary or the greatest thing ever. All they did was keep a 3-act structure, raise the stakes a little bit more, and made sure that the main character didn't get everything super easily. The bare bones is there. And also, I am a Jennifer Coolidge fan. Absolute She is like my spirit animal.
What is it that you said back when I couldn't fit into my white spandex pantsuit for my wedding?
And what I found fun was she voiced Meh's mom throughout the whole movie, and how she delivered all of her lines with that monotone voice without laughing. She earned every dollar in that paycheck she got from this movie.
And voila, snaps for grace.
I mean, she was definitely my favorite character. And with the humor in this movie, it definitely was more of a dad joke type of vibe. I'm gonna be honest, I really like dad jokes. And so for me, I just thought that the humor was hilarious. I'm like a dad in training. Sometimes I can fall asleep in the movie theater. So yeah, the jokes were fine. Not all of them landed, but you know what? They did a decent job. One thing that's tough with movies like this, especially if they're animated, is when they rely on pop culture as part of the plot. It's risky because a lot of the references date themselves very quickly, especially in a digital age. In film school, one of the animators from Wreck-It Ralph 2 came and visited us, and I got to hear how they had to change a lot of the internet bits because it was just going too fast. Whatever they made got dated way too quickly, and so a lot of the times they're changing things pretty quickly on the fly, to the last minute. It's just that the trends moved so quickly. And even when that movie came out, it felt just a tad bit dated, and especially as time goes on. And the same thing happened in the Emoji Movie, where they used a lot of current day references as some of the bits. So they used the cat video from Vine, R.I.P. Vine, and not to mention the emojis themselves. When emojis first arrived on the scene, everyone was hyped about them. But the moment this movie came out, the hype was gone. The emojis was part of a natural conversation through text. The movie was already dated to begin with. So I think between the dying emoji trend and the basic, very familiar story, people just wrote it off. Even now, I have friends who've never seen the movie, yet they groan when they hear the name of it. And if I'm honest, I don't think the Emoji Movie deserves the hate that it's getting. It's just a simple, recycled story. It's not the worst, but it's also not the greatest. If you just need to shut your brain off for a second, it's probably a good movie to just throw on the background. Now here's the takeaway. Don't allow the public to influence how you feel about a movie. It's okay to like something that's universally hated. And if you've never seen the movie, then I don't think you have an opinion for it. Opinions are only reserved for people who've actually seen it. I'm calling my friends out. I see you. We'll discuss later. So, what's your thoughts on the Emoji Movie? Are you ready to confess that you actually did like it? Let me know in the comments section. It's a safe space, I promise. Well, for the most part. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Help me get to 1,000. It's like a partnership. I make these videos and then you get to be entertained by them. And I do post every Wednesdays and Saturdays. And if you want to see more videos of me while you're waiting for the next one, I do have a link in the description for a playlist. You can see all my videos. And if you want to keep up with what I'm watching, I do have Letterboxd, so I'll drop my link in the description below. Until next time, go stock up on that popcorn and candy, and I'll see you later.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!